a little
Do I want to start off?
Spacebar Trainer, whatever you want to talk about.
Firstly, thank you everyone for inviting us to Rec Con. I'm super stoked to be here on a for me yesterday night, talking to two of my favorite people in the VR industry. So thank you very much for inviting us, and Nathaniel, thanks for me on this lovely red couch. It's super cool. It's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you, and it's a couple of years, Jason, since I've spoken to you.
Yeah.
It's been a long time between chats, especially here in the room. But it's good to be here. So thank you for inviting us. You want me to talk about myself?
Sure. Yeah, I think. Whatever you wish.
Oh,
you want to
God.
talk about Spacebar?
What can I say? So,
favorite colors.
You want to talk about
I
shredders?
was born on a beautiful Tuesday morning in Australia a long time ago. But yeah, Spacebar Trainer DX was super excited. Was just launched on this Quest. It's an update for Spacebar Trainer. Includes what we're super excited about, which is the arena mode. Been working on since since before all this. We've been working on arena mode since 2017. And we are so excited to finally actually ship this thing because, there was a chance that it might not come out. But now it is available and it's on everyone's... That was a free update for anyone who'd bought Spacebar Trainer in the past. And we're super stoked from a look we've had. Nathan came in our studio just before the world collapsed in February last year. And then, everyone knows what happened last year. It was not a good year for literally anything. And then we're finally at a point now where it's safe to go outside to tennis courts and basketball courts and gymnasiums and start experimenting with weird scale VR. And we are super pumped that it's now available, really enjoying it and giving great feedback. And so we can't wait to just do more crazy with stupid scale VR.
Love the description.
Yeah, we want to get outside. The reason why we made Spacebar Trainer in the first place was we were just overwhelmed with the capacity of room scale. It literally changed everything for our team. I remember Dirk Van Welden, the project lead, Spacebar Trainer and DX, saying to me, this thing, just put this thing on your head. And he gave me the first prototype of the Vive, and it was so overwhelming to be able to walk around this very blank canvas and just be able to see even a block in room scale. But to be able to walk around it and run around it, to take that tech to what we have now with the Quest, which is maximum 10 by 10 meters or 32 by 32 feet. It is so cool losing yourself in that massive space, which is what you can do in a tennis court, in a football court. You can do it at home. Definitely, I'm currently now talking to you from my basement in Belgium, which is probably just enough room for standing only. But yeah, take it outside. Go to a nice court, tennis court. It is so much fun to run around. Even games like Beat Saber in large spaces is super cool because you can just experience a game the way that even the designers didn't intend. And so we've had a lot of fun playing games in large scale content, and I can't wait to hear more people try it.
Yeah, it's been received pretty well out there. I know a lot of people are mad they don't have the space in their house, but you guys have innovated and changed the game.
We don't have the space in our house either. So part of the fallout of us not being able to release the beta of Arena was that we ended up making a multiplayer version of Spacebar Trainer purely because that was a game that we could play in our house. So we added multiplayer to Spacebar Trainer as part of this DX update, mostly so that we as a team could collaborate together. And so we'd fire up Spacebar Trainer, have our team meetings in Spacebar Trainer, some droids together, and have chit-chat afterwards. And so that is now available also as part of DX, the Versus mode we call it. But that was primarily built so that we could have a team meeting in Spacebar Trainer.
That's awesome. Innovating again. Love it.
Yeah, we used to do our team meetings in PUBG. That was a big deal for us in 2017 and 2018. And then to actually be able to build our own multiplayer experience to do team meetings was also pretty cool.
Definitely an interesting place to meet, I would say. PUBG is a tough one.
PUBG's great because it gives you you've got this limited time to do the meeting, and so what we'd do is we'd find this a house somewhere in the map, and we'd say, okay, we're going to meet in that house, and so we'd go in there, and eventually after 5 minutes, you had to finish your meeting because the blue square would get smaller and smaller, and everyone would die. And so that was a good way to just summarize. There's all that talk of standing meetings and stuff, like the meeting. Our meetings was literally you're going to die.
Yeah, I guess
so I recommend that. PUBG is a really good meeting space.
No, I never thought about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean we help.
You don't have to
shoot
shoot anything.
People do that for meetings in here, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to shoot anyone. You just need to go inside a house and then just wait to die, and that's the end of the meeting. Wow.
Well, you're trying to get your point across at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
no, you don't have any more time.
I like it.
Yep. It's a meeting with.
So you also recommend corporate meetings in Spacebar Arena?
Definitely. 100%. I mean, at the moment, Spacebar Arena is a two-player experience. We hope to ship more players in the future as spaces get bigger. But yeah, it is definitely an ideal one meeting space. It's a very fun meeting space. But yeah, we hope to make it bigger. We get requests all the time. Can we have 10 players in our room? 10 meters by 10 meters or 32 by 32 feet. It's not ideal running around in a conference space. You need to have 2 players. In there, it's weird. So I don't know how many people are here tonight, but I think all of us in the same physical space might get a bit cramped.
True. Yeah, I don't know how many rooms we have going here. There's, I think we had 1,800 or so people sign up, so there's probably
oh my goodness.
About 200 plus rooms or so going on right now, so this is interesting.
Oh my goodness.
I know this is the first time they've done that this year in Rec Room, so this is pretty interesting to even be part of this right now. But yeah, that's great. Meeting in spaces like that, that's awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or maybe a little more?
No, I'm not actually here with any reason to talk about anything, but other than Spacebar Trainer is out. Spacebar Trainer DX is part of how you get that. It's on Quest. And we're super pumped to hear from the community about what they think. We had some feedback already in our reviews, people loving it. We've had a couple people who have, appropriately complained that it's not an easy game to play because they don't have a 10 by 10 space at home, which no one has 10 by 10 at home, I don't think. If they do have 10 by 10, then I want to visit them because their house is amazing. But most of the feedback we've had has been pretty supportive, and we're super pumped to hear more as people get it over the next couple of months. So we really wanted to start pumping some new material into it, new modes. We've had a whole bunch of in the last years of how to make this experience more exciting, but we wanted to make it the most streamlined, simple experience possible, because to play it now, it already requires you finding a place that's 10 by 10. So it requires you to do so much already that to also compile you with a whole bunch of options in the game, we didn't want to freak people out. So we wanted the game to be as streamlined, as simple as possible, so that next year we can make it complicated and crazy.
I gotta say, the moment you try it and you put the effort into finding a space and you do it, there is no return. You'll see why I'm so excited about it. It's something you just have to try and just have some friends around and pass through the headsets. It's amazing. It really is.
We had a team meet just before, the day before launch. So all the devs from Spacebar Trainer Arena and our devs from our sister project Shredders, which is a snowboarding game. We all came to the office and had a good night together, playing arena mode together in a tournament, and it was so much fun. We just had the two people playing and the rest of the team sitting on the sidelines just cheering. It was one of the most fun experiences I've had in gaming, let alone in VR. Just to watch people play this thing, it's already fun, let alone to play it.
Yeah. I think, like, in my opinion, it's one of the best multiplayer VR titles I've played in a long time, because you see a huge focus, especially on Quest, for single player. And when there is something multiplayer, it's usually a standing experience, and here it's really physical. You know, it's a good workout. It's just great to hear, and it also shows how badass VR can be. You know, I think this advertised VR at its full capacity for sure.
Yeah. I mean, even VR has changed my life, and like I said, you keep changing the game. You keep pushing it forward. Your innovations are going to push other people to do.
We're super excited to do things that. Yeah, we're super excited to continually make experiences that are fun, and there's still so much to do in VR. Like we very early days. You called us before the OG of. That's nonsense. We're still in baby land. This is still very much early days of consumer VR. We might be 5 years into it, but it's not until 2030, 2040 this stuff is going to be crazy. But I'm super excited about the road to get to those days. I'm super excited about the future of VR.
Oh yeah, I love it. That's why I continue. This is why I do what I do with this stuff here too as well. I just want to show it off to people. I want them to get to know the people that are doing it, because they're awesome people. And they have to do a lot of work. Sometimes mistakes come up. It happens. Let's correct it. These guys aren't huge teams, most of them out there. They're not your EAs. They're not your Ubisoft. So these guys can make almost the same magic as these guys are making out here. And I have nothing but respect for what you guys do.
Oh, bless you, cotton socks.
Thank you for continually changing the game, buddy. Really, it's been awesome to watch throughout these years.
Thanks.
Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I'll hand it over to Nathan. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, dude. How are you?
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's an honor to be here. You know, it's great. It's awesome.
So, what got you started, Nathan? Like, what made you want to start with VR? And I mean, not only that, you and your brother are doing amazing things within the medical field and everywhere, in classrooms, and that alone is, I mean, that's very heartwarming for me, just to see that stuff there too.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
For me, it's changed my life. I mean, honestly, for me, like, I got stuck at home. I couldn't go out, I couldn't do much, so I didn't really have an escape. I was looking at the same place every day. Playing regular games was fun. But, you know, for me, myself, I'd been waiting, I don't know, since I was a kid for this to come out. I remember going to Disney a long time ago when my cousin got married, probably like 15 years ago, when they had the giant visor set there. And it was like Aladdin's magic carpet ride experience.
Oh, yeah.
And as me and my cousin were sat next to each other, I put on that headset. I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to look to the left, if I'm going to see him sitting right next to me. And I looked to the left, he to the right, and my mind was just blown after that. So I just sat there, waited for it to come, and then it got to the point where it changed my life. And, you know, I just want to help pushing it forward, and I know you guys are doing the same thing. What got you started? What piqued that interest for you there? Was it a long-time interest? Was it just you saw it and loved it right off the bat? Or?
Well, I wasn't looking for VR myself necessarily. I was still in school, and one of my friends who was really into tech and new gadgets and stuff, he saw, you know, the DK1 pop up, and he said, like, maybe this is something you should try. I'm like, I don't even know what this is and what it's gonna, you know, offer me. So I got curious for sure, because it was like this mysterious box on your head, and there was something inside that people said was epic, but I don't know what it was. So I had to, you know, try it, and so I did. I remember, you know, trying out the Tuscany demo. It was pretty next level to just, you know, be in a total, as you said, like a different place, like a complete escape. And then I tried some stuff on Oculus Share, some, you know, demos that were playing with scale where you were suddenly really small and something else was big, and, you know, the perspective could change too, or you would be someone else, you know, a different avatar. So at that point I was like, wow, this is cool. And because I was in film school, I was like, how can I maybe, you know, show people what this is like? How do you not only, you know, play something in VR and just sit there, but also explain the feeling or what's going on? So I started experimenting with that. I always used YouTube as like a hobby platform to just upload random stuff that I liked. So I also played videos on that. I made some stop motion videos with Lego and things like that. But at that point, I was just, you know, messing around. But I really liked VR, and I thought it was nice. And, you know, along the way, I started to see that VR was, you know, growing to that point where it would become available for consumers. Because when I started off with VR, it was just for developers mainly, you know, not for people who are just, you know, wanting to play some games. In 2016, it, well, exploded in some way, because you could buy a Rift, you could buy a Vive, you could buy a PlayStation VR, and that's where the channel started to, you know, my YouTube channel started to really take off, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah, I remember watching you, and I even like back in the days when you guys
Frank.
were like, top guys doing
guy.
everything. That's where I was seeing, and then you know, Brian came in with a parole too as well, and right there, watch all you guys grow and showing everybody the magic of it there too. Watching
true.
you from that time till now. Yeah, for me the PSVR was my first headset.
Nice.
I had Atari 2600 and a Nintendo. Yes, I'm that old. I had those sitting there.
I'm that old.
I
too.
really want to keep these things, but I really want that head.
I even have those consoles with me here in Belgium. I'm very excited about my Atari still.
Fortunately, mine's gone, and it turned into a headset.
Yeah.
But you said you still have yours? That's awesome.
Of course.
Yeah,
I love my Atari.
The
the games from the Atari are still pretty good. Like, they're hard as hell, but they're still very fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been amazing to watch it grow since then. I mean, I think I was on the Coleco and other stuff, and had some good buddies. You'd go over their house, play it over there. And then the Atari came out. I remember I had all the stuff, did a garage sale of all my stuff there. Got enough to buy the Atari. At the time when that came out, so.
Jason, you were saying before one of the things that got you into VR, one of the things that got you into VR was the Aladdin experience at Disney. I'm super jealous of that. I have only dreamt of doing that. Like, that's one of the first experiences that Jesse Shell made. The guy behind, his company behind I Think You Should Die games.
What Bears as well.
And Water Bears, and I've always wanted to experience that Disney thing. So, could you tell us more about it? What was going into that? Do you recall what you were expecting?
Sure, yeah. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, there was, like I said, there's a bunch of people sitting there waiting. There downstairs, there was like the HeroCade style one, or it's like the HeroCade. Oh, was it HeroCade, or is that the name that they put out? I'm sorry, I'm blanking out. I go through something.
I think it was Disney Quest, right?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, is that what it was there? Because it had a bunch of different like mini games like that, and then they had the Aladdin experience. So I tried both, but the Aladdin experience, the one you're asking about there, they kind of had like a seated deal where you sat on like kind of almost like a little like almost like the top of like a wave rider or something like sit on. You'd hold on to that just so you wouldn't fall off the thing, and then they just start you up. You're flying through, just flying through different areas. I mean, you weren't like doing much for action and stuff like that. It was just more of an experience of, seeing what it was like to see it in full scale and go through there. But I mean, I still couldn't believe that they had that far back.
Well, this is back in the mid-90s, right? This is like 95, 96?
Yes.
Bless.
Yeah, that was my,
it's insane.
Because like I said, my cousin was getting married. I happened to be out at Disney World or in Florida, and it was there, and I was like, they're like, oh, there's a giant arcade. I'm like, show me where it is. You know?
Yeah, it was my dream in the 90s to be able to go to the US. Like the concept of us flying back for then with me was crazy, but the idea of going to experience this, that was my dream. And I had to wait. I really had to wait until the Oculus was in the early 2000s, 2013, 14, before I actually could experience anything remotely close to that. But still, it was still so far away because of the amount of engineering that Disney put into that was crazy. So yeah, I'm super pumped that you got to see that, Jason.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. It's awesome as a younger guy to experience that too as well, because I've been waiting for it. I remember the arcades with like the old tank games and stuff where you'd have the visor, you know, you go pay your bucks or whatever, you go in the visor, you get like 2 minutes in there and they're like, okay, bye. And you're like, I want more, like give me more of this. I'm going to play this for like 20 minutes or so, but you know, of course they wouldn't let you. And then finally when the headset came out, I was right on it, you know. I had the PlayStation, I'm like, all I need is this and this. Okay. I'm trading this stuff in. Give me, please. I've been waiting 25 years for this thing to come out. But yeah, it was great. You want to talk more about what you do on the medical side of stuff with your bro with that, or you want to open up for questions for anybody else out here? Whatever you guys want to do here, because I could talk to you all day. We could be here for like 12 hours doing
I'm down for anything, but
okay.
Yeah. I don't know, like, you know, as I said, like, you know, the VR in general is like, for most people, an escape, and I think it became more of an escape for, like, it really, like, took itself to new levels, you know, where first we were like, you need to try VR because people got forced almost to try some VR.
Like the only performance art that I saw last year was in the Tempest. That's all I saw. I love going to the theater, but last year the only thing that was available was in the Underpresents, the Tempest, the Shakespeare play, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. And it was only possible because everyone was stuck inside. And so I really will look back on hopefully this stuff it happens in the future, but it was a time and a place in 2000, maybe it could happen again this year, but 2020 was the year for performance VR at home. And I really, really was super excited that, I don't know if you've all had a chance to do the Tempest. It might come back. Came back twice last year. But wow, that was so cool.
I didn't get a chance myself, but I've heard great things about it. Like you go and you basically have a voice, right? And then everybody.
Well, it's a led act through Shakespeare. So you've got someone who's telling the story, and there's all this stuff happening around you. But you and 3 other people have a character in the play, and so you don't say anything, but you're supposed to like put your hands around like a banana man, and it's just really fun. Because you don't have to do anything. You just have to sort of basically. But you really feel like it kind of makes you feel like you're in high school. Doing a dumb thing.
Where you're like dressed up as a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get them on the show because I was really interested too, and a lot of the crew wanted to do the show with them, and they haven't responded for some reason. But I really love to talk to them and pick their brains and see how they do.
They're a fantastic team. They're a fantastic team.
Awesome.
Open up to questions, I guess. Go for it. Yeah.
Knock, are you gonna read them off to us, or I guess you guys?
If you guys have questions for Nathan, Chris, or Jason, feel free to ask them now. Anything about VR development, YouTube, influencing, any questions you have on that, or based around that.
We'll take them from here and from either YouTube as well.
Yeah, I got both up. So we had the first question from Destiny, and this is for Chris. What was the inspiration for arena mode for Space Pirate Trainer?
I guess the easy answer to that is Space Pirate Trainer. We loved room scale, But the real inspiration came from the tech from Microsoft of Windows mixed reality headsets. The Inside Out available from Microsoft. This is 2017, I guess. We just shipped or about to ship the 1.0 version, like the end of early access version of Spacebar Trainer. But then that came out from Windows Mixed Reality where you could literally just plug it into a laptop and just go for a walk. It blew our minds. Like, we started playing Space Pirate Trainer on a low-spec laptop in an empty warehouse that was totally gross, but it was empty. And we could just keep on walking. We could keep on playing, and it was so much fun that we're like, what if we made this a game? And that was the genesis of late 2017 when we were like, this is probably the most fun experience we'd had. Even more, I don't know if you've tried Windows Mixed Reality, but it starts off with this cliff house. The menu is a cliff, on a house on a cliff, and we were just walking around, like using our legs to walk around this cliff house, and we didn't have any limit because the warehouse was pretty big. It was about 30 by 30 meters with a lot of dust. But we're just walking around this entire cliff house, and you could walk off the edge of the cliff. Do that, but in our game we could, and it was so overwhelmingly exciting. We have to make games built on a crazy scale, and that was the genesis of Arena, I guess, was us going, wow, someone is going to make a headset where you don't need a computer in your backpack someday. Let's start making it for that day. And then I would say 6 months later they announced Santa Cruz, which became the Quest. And then a year and a half later, they launched the Quest, and we're like, this is a slam dunk. We have to make this game for the Quest. And we did. So that's the story behind Arena, in condensing 2 years into 20 seconds.
Yeah. Very cool.
Good answer.
All right. Next question. I believe it was, well, I think they said it was to Chris, but they asked, how do you get better at YouTube? But I think that might be more of an AD question.
Please.
That definitely sounds like an AD question.
Chris, please.
I could answer for you. So how do you get better at YouTube?
You've seen how I have been doing.
So I watch every video that Nathy does. Some of them are terrible. But those are all old ones. So what you should do is only make good videos. So Nathan's only made good videos the last, 5 years? Don't make the videos that he made in 2012. Make the videos he makes in 2021. I would say find what you love and keep on pushing it, because you have to be very dedicated to do what Nathy does. Nathy is very passionate about this stuff. But wow, you've got to be committed, because making a video is a lot of work, and making a video with expectations of it maybe failing is super hard. So I'm going to pass it over to Nathy, because I think your experience will be well more important than mine.
So in the end, the question was actually directed to you, because this sounds quite legit. you should be a YouTuber too.
Nope.
But yeah, no, but
Yeah.
right. I mean, the thing is, like, doing something you like is definitely key. It's definitely key. Don't look at what everyone else is doing, because then you're just doing the same thing. Just like the way I look at it is, like, I make videos that I would enjoy watching myself too, and the people who are subscribed to my channel are kind of like me, so we understand each other, and those are the videos I make, and that's why most of the videos are getting received very well, and it's just nice to think about an idea and be like, okay, this is kind of useful, or this is kind of cool to share, and that everyone else will also appreciate. So yeah, we're more in, let's say, on the same frequency as your audience. It's going to be easier to make content too. And of course, at the start, you don't know what you should be making, but just think about what you want to do. Where do you want to spend your time on? Could be playing a video game, could be creating your own head strap for your headset, or going to a developer to interview them about what the work they're doing. Like, just do something you enjoy, and start out with that, and then later down the road there will be more going on where, yeah, like in my case, it's like sometimes you do something great, you know, it's really fun, but sometimes you also have to do something that, you know, puts you on the map or is you know, good for the long term of your channel. But for example, like going to yours, recording Space Pirate, it's because I really wanted to, you know, I was like, I want to play this physically with these devs, hear them out on what they're working on, you know, plug them, give them some, you know, give them a spotlight, and also, yeah, understand, like I was interested in how you guys work, how things are going, stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's great to meet people, share experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree there. Definitely.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, Jason. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
Oh no, I wasn't going to say anything. I was looking to you for the next question.
Okay. Well, we got a couple that kind of just passed, but this is for Chris. So this person is named Nacho, and they're trying to work on. They want some advice on working on VR games and for developing computer science. Do you know anything on how they could? Any advice for them?
Starting how to start with computers is a tough thing, but because there's so many different avenues to head down. Like I studied engineering many years ago, robotic engineering, and now I am here in a small team in Belgium making Spacebar Trainer. How do you start in this industry is entirely up to you. It's mostly comes down to having a passion for solving problems and enjoying putting up with computers. That's primarily how do you get started in any development in computer science is are you okay and comfortable with looking at a computer and problem that other people might want to play. So building games itself doesn't need computer science degree. You can start building games right now with paper, pen, blocks. It's entirely conceptual. So that's important. It's a skill that needs to be continually built, but does not require computer understanding at all. However, on the other side, there's computing, which requires you to have an understanding of coding. So you need to start. I mean, it's pretty easy now to just pick loading like Python or even C# online. There's a lot of online resources to start doing this. But that itself doesn't teach you anything about game making. That will teach you about problem solving. It'll teach you about weird like computer nonsense like bug hunting and bug finding. But it's the combination of all that will get you started making games. And on top of that is this VR thing, which now requires you to make games, but in the physical virtual space. Like it now requires you to have an understanding of what's a game like, but also in like room scale or in arena scale as we're currently playing with. What's it like to make a game with movement, with talking, with physical interaction, and that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff to start playing with, but bring it back down to the simple basics. Learn how to make a game. You don't need much more than even a deck of cards. You can make a game right now with a deck of cards that has never been played before. And programming, go to like codeacademy.com or there's Udemy.com, which is an online university. You can just really, like, I think Code Academy is free. You can learn how to do Python like now and C#. Those are the easiest ways to get started with programming. So it's not, that answer does not answer how do it just, you got to start building the blocks up. So.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, so I thought you froze for a second. I couldn't see it. Nathan's hand was there for a second. It looked like you froze. I'm like, oh, I thought we were about to lose you. Another question. I'm glad
well,
we done this.
okay, so this is like a double question, I guess. I think this person named Otter wants to know Are there any other games planned? And I believe another person asked, how far will the support go for Spacebar Trainer? Is there more to come to it? And will the Quest 1 be like kicked out eventually on it? If so.
Okay, so I think that was 3 questions in one, right?
It was like 2. One was more games, and the other one was support on Spacebar Trainer. Like, how far will it go?
All right, so more games. There's plenty more content coming towards Spacebar. Plenty of ideas for more games, but a new game is a lot of work, even if it's just a game. We're currently working on this little title called Shredders on Xbox and PC, but we have a lot of ideas for VR, and we're super excited about it. Going forward, I'd say for the next 12 months, our focus will be on making our product Spacebar Trainer DX as good as possible. We have so many ideas for Versus mode. We spent most of last year, like seriously last year, working on Versus, which is a Spacebar Trainer with multiplayer. We cannot wait to add more stuff to that. We've got it all there ready to go. It's just that we wanted to ship the thing that would probably not break first. And it hasn't broken. People are still playing it and loving it. An arena, like holy moly idea. The game that Nathan played in like February 2020 is kind of what's being shipped now, but we've added a whole bunch of new stuff. Like the whole networking stuff wasn't in that build. Like you had to have a server stuff. It was quite complicated to set up, but we've been working really hard on making this experience as crazy immersive as possible. So we have a lot of stuff that we want to ship. We just have to work out how to make it as pack it up into a nice little cube and pass it out. And that's our plan for the next 12 months at least. So yeah, we have a roadmap for. We're not ready to really talk about going into each little cube, but soon we will be talking about our next little release. Very soon, like in the next couple of weeks. So we definitely even this year we'll have new content this year, and we can't wait to show it off really soon. And your last question was about Quest 1, and yeah, of course we support Quest 1. Like I do a lot of my daily driving in Quest 1. I love my Quest 1. It's nowhere near as powerful as my Quest 2, but it's still important to us. So yeah, we definitely shipped Spacebar Trainer DX with the Quest 1 in mind. So for us, the Quest ecosystem is super important, and my sister has a Quest 1. She doesn't have a Quest 2. I want to make sure that she can also zap my brain in Spacebar Trainer DX.
All right. Well, this question's... Oh, yeah, we got plenty of questions. People are always asking.
I'm sure none of them are for me. I'm sure they're for these two.
Well, this one could be for all of you. This one was specifically for Nathan, but I'm sure I'll answer this one. This question goes, what do you guys see VR being in the next 10 years? Like, how is it going to advance? So you guys can probably all give your little short answers on that. So
over to you, Nathan.
Wow, yeah. This is the one question, right? Like, honestly, I think the full body tracking, eye tracking, mouth tracking and stuff will really, become more, let's say, will become available for consumers, Right now it's more for devs to kind of, play around with. Hopefully it'll even be more social than it already is, where it's like, what we have seen with Ready Player One, where it's you could travel from Rec Room to VR Chat, and from VR Chat you could travel to Horizon, and on, and you could just seamlessly travel with your friends from one place to the other. I think that's something that will definitely happen. And yeah, hardware-wise, it will get smaller, will get better. AR will become a one in a way. But I don't know. I don't have a time machine. I'm not going 88 miles per hour, but I think that's a pretty, good guess,
Yeah.
Jason, what do you think is going to happen with VR?
Oh, I mean, with all the tech that's being worked on right now, we're going to get to physical stuff. We're going to a lot of equipment on us. Eventually that will fade and become next to nothing, and it'll just probably be sensors or something. This is what I see. We'll get closer to the oasis that you're talking about, especially in 10 years, because the way it's being pushed right now and the way it's changed even in a matter of, 4 or 5 years now is tremendous. I mean, you can go anywhere and put your headset on and do it. Just don't go out in the sun with your Quest, because you know what'll happen there with that. Everybody's warned you about that.
No
but
sun.
yeah, it's but yeah, other than that, I mean, the games are going to change. The hardware is going to get, it's going to get more intense. We're going to see probably more realistic looking stuff, because I know that's everybody's biggest gripe on there is they put it on. It's blurry. I'm like, but you're in the game. You know what I mean? We all see you try to explain it to them. Just move around, go play a shooter or something. Try it out. Like, just get in. And some people don't get it. But the rest of us that love it, we're here for the long one. We want to see where this goes. Everybody wants the AAA games. We're getting there, right? We got Ubisoft working on stuff. We got other stuff going on.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
You guys are changing the game, doing more stuff than those guys are doing now, even, right?
Yeah, I think it's hard to invest in VR because it's always a gamble. We invested in Arena because we just wanted to make it. Like, it's like Nathan with his videos. He wanted to make cool, approachable content about VR. We wanted to make experiences that we wanted to play. And to do that at the scale that AAA needs is super, super dumb, because there's a good chance no one's going to like it. There's a good chance no one's going to like Arena. Like, we love it, but to invest several tens of millions of euro into it, or dollars, is crazy. But my anticipation for the future of VR is always based on, like, what happened. Like, what was it like 5 years ago? 5 years ago, we just got the Vive. You're required to set up 4 sensors in your room. You needed to have a beefy PC. And now, 5 years later, I'm literally in a basement with nothing but my Quest and a washing machine. And so,
it's pretty next level.
Where will we be in 5 years from now? Like, I really hope that I can just do this experience, but maybe out on the porch. In the pitch blackness. I would like to do this next to a tree. I would like to do this while not feeling awkward next to my family, so that I could see that they're in the room. So when they get into me, like, there's my... So what I see happening is that it'll become less and less a solitude experience, and more part of where you are. So I can see that the way that Oculus especially is taking it with the pass-through stuff, they've been pitching it for the last few months at least, with the Cubism as a game, which is a puzzle game, but you can sort of see the world around you. I can see more experiences embracing that, and including the world around you, not to make it like, AR, like Minecraft is on this table, but to make you feel a little less like you've shut off the world when the world is still there. So I can see incorporating more real-world elements, like the walls in your house becoming part of the game that you're playing. Like with Arena, for example, like you can play in a weird space instead of it being a 10 by 10 basketball field. It's now you play in your hallway, or now you play in your bedroom, and that sort of stuff being not a question of buttons or setting up around a Guardian. You put your headset on, and now a VR title in your living room, because it knows what the living room looks like, because it can see it and understand it. And so I can see a lot of improvements in AI breaking down those walls of making VR super accessible and really social.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All interesting.
How are we doing on time, Rio? Or do we?
We have 3 minutes left, I think.
Woo!
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we can just speed through these.
I guess we have time for a
this is
quick question.
yeah. Jason, actually, this one's for you. When will we get another VR chat show? I guess
you will have one coming this week, actually. It will be for Blast On. And little gameplay with the dev in there, something a little different this time. So
Cool.
there'll be more coming. Sorry, we've just been busy.
Nice.
A lot of the team actually has jobs, goes to school and everything like that, so coordinating those things can be kind of tough sometimes. But we do our best. We'd love to get one out to you every couple weeks. It's pretty tough. It takes a lot of work to go into the stuff here to get these done. It's a lot of coordination between everybody.
Okay. So we got an extra 11 minutes for the
11
stream.
minutes left, so I guess we have time for more questions there.
Good.
Yeah, so I guess I answered the question there and went on, so sorry. We'll take more so we can get more in here from people.
More coming.
I'm getting quite a bit of these. For Chris, they're wondering if you want to do a collab with Rec Room. That's just
collab with Rec Room. We're always interested. We're here right now. We love Rec Room. Rec Room is a basis for social VR. So we love Rec Room, of course.
You think laser tag could work? Room scale, warehouse.
Yeah, we will definitely. Well, Rec Room requires is a basis, is a cornerstone of accessibility in VR. Like you can play Rec Room on an iPad, you can play Rec Room on your granddad's PC.
On everything,
it's
basically.
As long as there's a screen and a seat, you can run on it. And yeah, we make games mostly focused on pushing people to explore room scale. Yeah, I'm sure there's something we could do with Rec Room. Of course.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they're happy to hear that right now. Definitely. What's
okay. So this one's for Nathy. It's by the Blonde Arrow. What is your favorite part about YouTube?
My favorite part about YouTube, anything ever. Like, I remember just sitting in my little bedroom making videos at my parents' place, not having met anyone, and then you just start to, interact with you on Twitter and on YouTube and everything. And then at some point, it's like, oh, wait, there are also events I go to. So, for example, like my first Connect, I went there, I'm like, so these people that I usually see in VR or see on social media, they actually exist. And then you speak to them and they have all kinds of hobbies, they have all kinds of ideas about VR, things like that. It's just so much fun. It's just so much fun to physically see someone, and that's not only developers or but also subscribers. I mean, I've been at places like random places. Like I was at Silicon Valley at the Apple meeting center, and I was about to buy something there, and someone's like, "Hey, wait, are you not that VR guy?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, I love to watch your. It's like super random, right? It's like you don't expect it, but those kind of things make it super magical and make you realize that you're doing something for actual human beings, right? Well, most of the stuff I do is virtual. I don't, people that are watching now too, like everyone has their own life. And when you're in the real world, like, wow, there is more, So yeah, on the side, meeting people. Now with Chris 2 weeks ago, I love that stuff. Like it motivates me to keep going, and it reminds me of why I'm doing this, and also to just hang out with people and share ideas and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's how we met, right? I think the first time we met was with Frank was doing something. I just popped in his stream because he was in here playing. What I think it was like Rec Royale or something at the time.
Yeah,
and
Rec
you and Mike
Royale,
were there, so then I met you and Mike that day, and then I don't know. I guess we kind of had the same mindset. Frank and I not so much, and then I met you then, and then I remember coming in later on, and you were here, and then we were hanging out after that, and then here we are now. I mean,
but it's because VR is so immersive that it feels like you're building up a memory. It feels like we met. It feels like we know each other, even that it might have only been in the virtual world. So when you then meet someone in real life, it's like there's no awkwardness there because you already know each other,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I haven't truly shook your hand, but I have here, and to me it feels like it because I'm
but
actually
the moment I
producing
will
physical
shake
doing
your
it.
real hand, you're like, it's no different compared to the Lego hand I gave you in Rec Room.
Right. Yeah. It's
Amen to that. High five.
Yeah.
Oh, you leave him
There we
hanging.
go.
There we go.
Oh, I blocked someone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
All right. Well, this is, I guess, more of a fun one. We have a 6-minute warning, or 5 minutes, I think now.
Okay.
But
Okay. Sorry, I
real
just missed
quick,
that from-
this is by Steele. I think this is the second question by him. But what games do you hope to come to VR? And what I'm assuming from that question is what game would you like to see as VR? No.
Well,
I guess this could be to all of you. It's just a fun question, I guess.
Yes.
That's a
Hello.
tough on the spot question right now for that one, since there's so much stuff out there to check out even right now that I haven't even seen. So I don't know something that I haven't maybe seen yet. But
Nathan, what's your favorite experience right now? Yeah.
I think it's Walkabout Mini Golf.
Still?
Yeah.
We haven't played once.
No. And Demon is also amazing. Tabletop.
All right.
It's also great.
Did you play Puzzling
there's
Places?
another board game coming soon.
Puzzling Places.
Puzzling Places also. Yeah, like everything where you have to use your brains is pretty good, you know? It's something else, something different. But if I could like make a guess or like a wish for a game, I mean, it's right next to me. It's BioShock. And there is a BioShock mod for Half-Life Alyx if anyone is interested. So that's something you could try. But like, you know, actually seeing 2K say like, okay, we believe in VR and we think it's mature enough and we're gonna make an experience of like 4 or 5 hours, that would be great. You know, even if it's not like a full game of like 20 hours, I don't care. If it's like 4-hour experience that is polished, I'm down. Yeah.
I mean, they did manage with Borderlands 2, so let's keep our fingers crossed. On
They
that.
poured it. I mean, if they
That would
poured
be
it,
awesome.
fine. I'll take it. You know, if they just make our support to it, cool. I'll play.
Are we looking on time? Do we have time for another?
I think we got wrap up
Okay.
pretty much. Yep.
We're getting the
Yes.
we're getting the playoff music here, guys. the awards over here. Thank you all for joining us today. You can reach these guys here. Nathy has his Twitter. Also, check out his TikTok. So
Yeah,
a
my
lot of people
TikTok.
haven't been there
Please
yet.
do.
Check out his
I just
TikTok.
started this week.
Uh,
I'm new to the whole
Chris-
thing.
I am going to check out your TikTok.
I think I fell.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oops. That is Chris Twitter's handle. So if you want to follow
That is
him,
me.
see what they're up to.
Do
He's
not
always
follow
posting
me on
different
TikTok.
stuff.
Beautiful.
I'm not doing
Beautiful
TikTok.
man. Wait, you're on TikTok too?
Shredders is on TikTok. I am not.
Oh, you should.
And yeah, if you want to follow me, I'm at the Livinator. I'm always around posting up stuff, always covering PR stuff there. So,
He is.
and if you're
Check
interested
him
in the
out.
show, I always post up on there too when the shows are happening. So, yeah, and thanks everybody, and thanks guys for.
Get out of there. Get out of there.
Thanks
Sorry,
for spending your night with us, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, same.
I just seen a random head floating there. That's kind of. All right,
Well,
guys.
the Rec Room.
We're out of here. I do not know what's coming up next on the channel, so I can't promote that for whoever's doing that. But good luck on whatever you're doing for the next.
Happy Rec Con.
next
Have a
presentation.
great con.
Yeah.
Yes. And
And,
stay
well,
hydrated.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, stay hydrated. Drink water.
Yeah.
Have a nice cup of tea. And Jason, thank you for having us. And Rec
Yeah.
Con, you're amazing.
Yes.
All right, guys. Keep being awesome. We'll see you soon.
Very cool.
Bye. Bye-bye.